Today, we're diving into the chaotic, complex, and frankly painful story of Ferrari's 2025 Formula One season. A season that began with hope, but is now steeped in technical missteps, internal tensions, and a clear shift of focus toward 2026. But behind the chaos, maybe, just maybe, there's something bigger coming. Let's talk about it. Now, you might remember Ferrari rolled into Austria and Belgium with some new tricks up their sleeve, a brand new rear suspension setup, and an updated floor. And to be fair, it worked. Charles Leclerc snagged a pole position, the team scored 2 podiums. For a hot minute, it actually felt like Ferrari had cracked the code, like finally they're back. There was even talk of fighting for the win in Hungary. That's how strong the pace looked. But here's the thing, numbers can lie. Because underneath that shiny exterior, the truth was still ugly. The SF25's base design, the actual chassis, was flawed from day one, and no amount of surface level tweaking was going to fix that. The new floor? The rear suspension? Yeah, those helped mask the problem. But they didn't solve it. It's like putting a fresh coat of paint on a crumbling wall. Sure, it looks better until it all starts cracking again, and that's exactly what happened. The balance remained inconsistent. Aero sensitivity was still too high. Drivers were stuck in lift and coast modes way too often, especially on high-deg tracks. And in the midfield shuffle, Ferrari's edge vanished just as fast as it appeared. Engineers knew it, drivers definitely felt it, and fans, well, we saw the same movie we've been watching for the past 5 years. For Charles Leclerc, this isn't just a season gone wrong, it's the slow unraveling of a dream. He grew up idolizing Ferrari. He walked into Maranello as the golden child, the chosen one, a Monegasque prodigy who spoke the language, carried the history, and pledged allegiance to the Scuderia when other doors were open. And in return, he gave everything. Pole positions extracted from underperforming cars, brave overtakes against faster rivals, sacrifices in strategy to help the team, emotional resilience through loss, near wins, and heartbreak. But how many times can loyalty survive betrayal? From botched tire calls to mid-race silence, Leclerc now finds himself in a loop of déjà vu, constantly delivering more than the car deserves, only to be undone by internal errors. The heartbreak is no longer momentary, it's institutional, the kind that gnaws at belief. He doesn't say it out loud, but it's in the tone of his voice, the hesitation in post-race interviews, the weary way he climbs out of the cockpit after a P4 that could have been a podium. This isn't just about one mistake in Hungary. It's about a pattern. A system. A team that claims to build around him yet keeps leaving him alone when it matters. And now, beside him, stands a 7-time world champion in Lewis Hamilton, a legend, a benchmark. In theory, it's the ultimate partnership. In practice, it's a silent question mark. Will Ferrari finally rise to meet the drivers they're lucky to have? Or will they break both before the story ever turns golden? Leclerc doesn't want to walk away. But if Ferrari keeps dragging him through the mud technically, emotionally, politically, the decision may no longer be his to make. Lewis Hamilton didn't come to Ferrari expecting miracles, but he did hope to have a meaningful say in development and break the team's cycle of errors. However, reality hit harder than expected. First, the language barrier. While Ferrari now employs more English-speaking engineers, core communications still flow in Italian. Hamilton thrives on clear, fast dialogue, not long strategy meetings debating one radio call. Second, the politics. At Mercedes, Hamilton's voice reached the technical core. At Ferrari, he found layers of hierarchy, departmental egos, and decisions clouded by internal diplomacy. Insiders say he's told friends privately that sometimes he's not losing to rivals, he's losing to Ferrari's own system. But instead of retreating, Hamilton leaned in. He began submitting post-race reports, detailed feedback not just on lap times or setups, but collaboration, team process, and cross-departmental communication. He reportedly proposed a flow-based decision model inspired by Mercedes. Instead of traditional top-down command, this model would enable flexible, real-time coordination between drivers, engineers, and strategists. This isn't about immediate lap time gains, it's about long-term structural change. For the first time in years, someone inside Ferrari is offering a system-wide reform. Some staff have privately expressed admiration for Hamilton's commitment, not just to winning, but to building a team that can win. For Hamilton, 2026 is everything. It's the start of a new era and likely his last shot at glory. He's investing every day into the new car project, working with simulation, giving aero advice, and even inserting Mercedes-style analysis logic into Ferrari's CFD workflow. He's not waiting for success, he's engineering it, and if 2026 fails, he won't stick around just for fame. He wants to finish on his own terms with dignity, ideally with a championship. Ferrari gambled big in 2025. A pull rod front suspension, revised geometry, reworked rear suspension, and a redesigned floor. All of it aimed at improving aerodynamic performance. On paper, it looked brilliant. On track, it was a mechanical disaster. So what did Ferrari do next? They backed out. That's right. Faced with a floor that couldn't stop slamming into the tarmac and a suspension geometry that basically boxed them into a corner, the Scuderia made a tough call. They scrapped the final major upgrade. That floor, supposedly their golden ticket to redemption? Gone, canceled, written off as a sunk cost. Why? Because to make it work, they would have needed to re-engineer the entire car's underbody structure. We're talking new mountings, new balance maps, reworked rear suspension pivots, the full reset. And let's be honest, doing that in 2025 with the massive 2026 regulation overhaul looming, it'd be like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. Rear suspension and a redesigned floor, all of it aimed at improving aerodynamic performance. On paper, it looked brilliant. On track, it was a mechanical disaster. So what did Ferrari do next? They backed out. That's right. Faced with a floor that couldn't stop slamming into the tarmac and a suspension geometry that basically boxed them into call. They scrapped the final major upgrade. That floor, supposedly their golden ticket